I'll be real with you. I don't care about chess at all, but this looked interesting. I have come to the personal conclusion that while all artists are not chess players, all chess players are artists. Marcel Duchamp. I think that's probably a truth because chess players are like, it's like art of math. It's like art of logic because they have like strategies like programmed in their brains, and they can literally like augment them and change them on the fly. And it's not like football where you have like a play and then you might have like 10 audibles. No, it's like you have like a strategy and then you know like 10,000 other strategies. And so you know every possible way that you can spin a board. And you have like chess players have like styles too. Like they have certain styles and certain forms they like to use because they feel more comfortable in those sets. And it's like the way they like to attack. Like some people like to get it over quick. Some people like to stall you out until you're fucking tired, and then they go for the kill, dog. Like it really is an art. By the way, speaking of art, I make art 7 days a week, and less than 1% of you fuckers are subscribed to my channel. So please subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and I'll never call you a fucker again. All right, I'm gonna hop into it though.
The attacking infantry advances steadily, their elephants already having broken the defensive line. The king tries to retreat, but enemy cavalry flanks him from the rear. Escape is impossible.
Impossibly.
But this isn't a real war.
The Javar,
nor is it just a game.
Aladdin?
Over the roughly 1.5 millennia of its existence, chess has been known as a tool of military strategy, a metaphor for human affairs, and a benchmark of genius.
That's facts. That's facts.
While our earliest records of chess are in the 7th century, legend tells that the game's origins lie a century earlier. Supposedly, when the youngest prince of the Gupta Empire was killed in battle, his brother devised a way of representing the scene to their grieving mother. Set on the 8x8 Ashtapada board used for other popular pastimes, a new game emerged with 2 key features: different rules for moving different types of pieces, and a single king piece whose fate determined the outcome. The game was originally known as Chaturanga,
we can read the fucking subtitle
for 4 divisions. But with its spread to Sassanid Persia, it acquired its current name and terminology, chess, derived from Shah, meaning king, and
how did you get chess
from
out of Shah?
Shamot, or the king is helpless. After the 7th century Islamic conquest of Persia, chess was introduced to the Arab
how y'all got that word
transcending its role as a tactical simulation. It eventually became a rich source of poetic imagery. Diplomats and courtiers used chess terms to describe political power. Ruling caliphs became avid players themselves, and historian Al-Masudi considered the game a testament to
how to play chess before they trained
compared
them
to
on
games
actual
of
military
chance.
tactics. So they had a
Medieval
base
trade along the Silk Road carried the game to East and Southeast Asia, where many local variants developed. In China, chess pieces were placed at intersections of board squares rather than inside them, as in the native strategy game Go. The reign of Mongol leader Tamerlane saw an 11 by 10 board with safe squares called citadels.
11 foot by 10
and in
foot?
Japanese shogi, captured pieces could be used by the opposing player.
I've never played shogi, but I'm curious to understand how it's played.
By 1000 AD, the game had become part of courtly education.
Yeah.
Chess was used as an allegory for different social classes performing their proper roles, and the pieces were reinterpreted in their new context.
For sure.
At the same time, the church remained suspicious.
So an elephant becomes a bishop, you know?
Moralists cautioned against devoting too much time to them, with chess even being briefly banned in France. Yet the game proliferated, and the 15th century saw it cohering into the form we know today. The relatively weak piece of advisor was recast as a more powerful queen, perhaps inspired by the recent surge of strong female leaders. This change accelerated the game's pace.
There used to not be a badass queen piece. I feel like if thinking about chess today, right? if you didn't have the queen, that would kill like almost every strategy in the entirety of the like playbook. Like it would be a entirely different game without the queen being able to do what the queen does, right? I don't know what the advisor piece used to be able to do, but if it was a weaker version of the queen, I can't imagine that the game would be as quick. It would probably be even slower than it is. I know you're thinking like he said chess was quick. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like Monopoly's quick, but like it'd be even slower, bruh.
Treatises analyzing common
A game that could
openings
take
in
3 days would be
endgames
even
appeared.
slower.
Chess theory was born. With the Enlightenment era, the game moved from royal courts to coffee houses. Chess was now seen as an expression of creativity, encouraging bold moves and dramatic plays.
For sure.
This romantic style reached its peak in the immortal game of 1851, where Adolf Anderssen managed a checkmate
Anderson.
after sacrificing his queen and both rooks. But the emergence of formal competitive play in the late 19th century meant that strategic calculation would eventually trump dramatic flair.
For
And
sure,
with
for
the
sure.
rise of international competition, chess took on a new geopolitical importance. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union devoted great resources to cultivating chess talent.
Which is something that I don't really understand. They started like the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War era started competing on bullshit that like we never gave a fuck about. Like the United States does not, has never, will never give a fuck about wrestling, dog. But we started taking wrestling really serious so that we could like beat the Soviets. But like and then the Soviets like took basketball really serious for a minute, but like they still sucked at it, and we still weren't that good at wrestling because it's like, guys, we gotta get really good at wrestling really quick. But like, I don't understand, bro. That was some weirdo shit.
Dominating the championships for the
Like
rest of the
political
century.
weirdo shit,
But the
dog.
player who would truly upset Russian dominance was not a citizen of another country, but an
We're gonna beat
IBM
y'all in
computer
chess. Like, what do you mean,
called
dog?
Deep Blue. Chess-playing computers had been
I
developed
remember
for
that.
decades,
I
but
watched a
Deep Blue's
documentary about this.
triumph over Garry Kasparov
It was
in
really, really boring.
1997
Don't watch it.
was the first time a machine had defeated a sitting champion. Today, chess software is
They
capable
got
of
remastered a bunch of
consistently
times too,
defeating
though.
the best human players. But just like the game they've mastered, these machines are products of human ingenuity, and perhaps that same ingenuity will guide us out of this apparent checkmate. Did you know that
I
the
mean,
treadmill
the truth is like the only way that we could beat the computer is this if we stopped using strategy and used things that were like made moves that were entirely illogical, right? If you would have to build a strategy based on moves that were entirely unpredictable, 100% unpredictable, but in like a way that you could design. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's the only way because the computers always need to be better at strategizing because they can just do math quicker than you can.